Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good
Okay.
morning. Good morning, ma'am.
In the previous class, we have already started with this lesson, tracing changes through thousand years. In this, we have
Yes,
already
ma'am.
understood about that we are going to read about what all changes occur in our history in the period of thousand years. And we have
Yes.
also understood about the Indian history, which is divided into three parts: ancient, medieval, and modern. Ancient history you have read about in which class? Which class you have read about
Sixth,
in ancient history? About ancient history?
ma'am.
Ancient history के बारे में
Sixth,
पढ़ा? Yes?
ma'am. Sixth.
Very good. Sixth standard. Yes, sixth standard you have already read about our ancient history, that is the early human beings, how they lived, what all changes appear in their life about after the invention of wheel and different scientific innovations and all. Then in seventh standard, you are going to read about seventh standard. You are going to read about the previous class. I have made it clear everything,
Middle.
na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, seventh standard. In seventh standard, you are going to read about medieval history. Medieval history means about the rule of the rulers, Delhi Sultans, Mughals, king and queen. So these rules you are going to read about in the medieval history. Abhi 7th standard mein. And 8th standard you are going to read about the Britishers who came to India to rule over India and what all policies, what all laws they had passed, and till we get the independence. उसके बारे में हम modern history में पढ़ेंगे, and that you are going to understand in the 8th standard. So in this standard you are going to read about the medieval history. So tracing changes through thousand years, what all changes have been occurred in history in our past between these in these thousand years, we are going to have the knowledge about that. Now in the previous class we had known that two maps were given. Earlier two maps were given. Map 1 was given by whom?
Ma'am.
Map 1
Ma'am, अब geographer address.
Addressee.
only I have asked about the first map. First map was given by El Idrisi.
Arab.
El Idrisi was an Arab geographer,
Arab geographer.
and the common error in which he made common error was, which was the common error?
Ma'am,
1100
1154 CE.
54.
CE.
After
1154 C. And which century this is considered? Which century?
ma'am, in between of ma'am the Jesus Christ birth.
Yes, 12th
Ma'am.
century.
12th century.
So Arab geographer have given this map in the 12th century. Century कौन सी है? 12th. और
12th.
era कौन सा है? कौन सा टाइम सीरीज जो चल रही है वो है 1154.
1154 CE.
Then one term we have understood about this. One new term you came
French
to.
cartographer.
Yes, cartographer. The word cartographer was a new term. What does the word cartographer means?
A person who makes
map.
Yes, a
Makes
person
map.
who makes map is a cartographer. Now,
Cartographer.
first map we already know that first map was given by Arab geographer El Idrisi. Now, second map was given by whom?
Ma'am, French cartographer.
Yes,
Ma'am, French cartographer Julian D. Aziz.
French cartographer.
French
Ma'am,
cartographer
Julian
name was
Aziz.
Guillaume
And
D.
Julian
Islay. Guillaume D. Islay. Clear? Yes, the second map is much similar to the present map of India.
India.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, about the difference between the two maps we have already known in our previous class. Previous class में हमने दोनों
Yes,
मैप का
ma'am.
डिफरेंस देखा था.
Ma'am, Kannauj and Kannauj.
Yes, first and foremost
Yes,
thing.
ma'am. For sure,
First
ma'am.
and foremost thing what we have understood, क्या है difference main difference क्या देखा हमने?
Ma'am, it is the southern part of India. Ma'am, it is the southern part of India.
One south, north में.
Ma'am, it is the southern part of India.
Yes, it is the in let me see
Southern
ma'am.
part of
The
India.
southern part of India is shown in the northern part, है ना? Northern part. That means the Sri Lanka, the island is at the top in LWC map, whereas it should be in the southern part, which is correctly given here. And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
coastal areas
And
are also given.
language.
The detailed of coastal areas are also given in the second map here. And the language is
Language.
which language? Which language is used? The places names are marked
Arabic.
in Arabic.
Arabic.
Arabic language.
Arabic.
Arabic words are given. Clear? And these maps are used by whom? These maps are used by whom?
Ma'am, private and merchants know the word.
Merchants and what?
Voyages. Or European sailors and merchants. Now, what does the word voyages mean? What does the word voyages mean?
Traveling.
मर्चेंट जिस पे जाते थे.
Travel by sea. Sea route.
They travel
sea route से जो
on
traveling करते थे.
sea
sailors,
route.
voyage.
They,
Clear?
yes.
Yes,
Okay, now today we have to start with this new and old terminologies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
going. Now everything about the first part is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we are going to start with the new topic, new and old terminologies. New and old terminologies means the new and old terms. Terms means shabd. The new terms, नए शब्द और पुराने शब्द. What is the main difference? The meaning and all. Clear? If the context in which information is produced changes with time, what about language and meaning? Now the question arises in front of us that if the information which is produced in the past and with the time changes, the language also have been changed. Previously it was Arabic language. Now people know many languages. So the information which was produced has was written in different language. What we know today, the languages means we should know those languages also. So historical records exist in the variety of languages which have changed considerably over the years. So historical records, the texts which are kept, historical records which are kept in the past, they exist in a document form in different variety of languages, and it has changed considerably over the years. जैसे जैसे years passed हुए वैसे वैसे ये languages भी, new languages were formed and these languages were changed. Now medieval Persian for example is different from modern Persian. जो आज की language medieval Persian में जो language use होती थी, वो आज जो पर्शियन लैंग्वेज बोली जाती है, समझी जाती है, it is very much difference. It means very much difference is there between those. So a particular language is there. So Arabic language also we have seen that in past whatever language was there, whatever material was written in Arabic language, that was very much different in what language we know, the Arabic language we know today in modern world. So the difference is not just with regard to grammar and vocabulary. The meaning of the words also change over time. Means this difference is not only in context with the change in the grammar or the vocabulary, क्या means spelling कुछ change हो गई, but उनका total meaning भी change हुआ है. As the time passed, the meaning of the words have also changed. Previously in the past, whatever meaning it was having, the particular word was having, that word doesn't exist, that meaning doesn't exist in today's world. Now the examples are given. Like take the term Hindustan. One word is being given as an example, the word Hindustan. Now, as soon as the word Hindustan is given to you, what does it comes to your mind? It comes to understand as an India, कि हाँ हमारे भारतवर्ष के लिए हिंदुस्तान के लिए बोलते हैं, हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं. Hindustan word it is used for India. So the term Hindustan, for example, today we understand it as India, the modern nation state. This is a modern nation state. When the term was used in the 13th century by Minaz-e-Siraj, a chronicler who wrote in Persian, he meant the areas of Punjab, Haryana, and the lands between Ganga and Yamuna. Now, today, the term Hindustan is considered or is taken in context with to show about India. India के बारे में जानकारी बोलते हैं तो हम हिंदुस्तान word use करते हैं. But the term first was used by 13th century chronicler. Who was 13th century chronicler? Minaz-e-Siraj. Who was 13th century chronicler? Minaz-e-Siraj. Now, what does the word chronicler means here? Chronicler means the person who writes the factual account, the fact about the past, which are very important with the historical point of view, and those events which have been uh, which were there in the past, they are written in that particular order form only as it occurred, और उसी को chronicler लिखते हैं, chronicler बोलते हैं. तो who is a chronicler? In Hindi I will explain you. Chronicler वो लोग होते हैं जो कि हमारा जो past history है वो फैक्ट, उसका फैक्ट लिखते हैं, जो भी फैक्ट उस टाइम पे जो इवेंट्स, जो सिचुएशन, जो कंडीशंस हुई है उसके बारे में वो लिखते हैं अकाउंट अपना. एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द हिस्टोरिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. एंड इवेंट्स, जो वो इवेंट्स जो लिखते हैं, जो चीजों के बारे में, बैटल्स के बारे में या कोई राजा के बारे में या किसी के बारे में भी उन्होंने लिखा है क्रॉनिकलर ने, तो वो जिस टाइप से हैपन हुए हैं, जैसे ऑर्डर वाइज वो लिखते हैं. सो इन इंग्लिश अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, chronicler is a person who writes the factual account of important or historical events के बारे में फैक्ट लिखते हैं in the order of its occurrence. In the order of its occurrence means जैसे जैसे वो इवेंट्स हुए हैं उसी टाइप से वो लिखते हैं. ठीक है ना, डेट वाइज, डे वाइज. सो मिनाज-ए-सिराज वाज अ क्रॉनिकलर. उस समय के वो राइटर थे जो कि हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट्स के बारे में नोट डाउन करते थे. एंड ही रोट इन विच लैंग्वेज? ही यूज्ड टू राइट इन Persian language. So he used to write in Minaz-e-Siraj used to write in Persian language. You can underline this. Minaz-e-Siraj wrote in Persian language, and when he used the term Hindustan, in past, he meant the areas of Punjab. वो जब उन्होंने यूज करा हिंदुस्तान टर्म, तो उन्होंने किसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यूज करा हिंदुस्तान? उन एरियाज के बारे में जो पंजाब, हरियाणा और जो एरिया गंगा और यमुना के बीच में एरिया था. He used the term Hindustan for these areas specially. And he used the term in the political sense for lands that were not a part of dominions of the Delhi Sultans. Was the part of the dominions. That means Delhi Sultans. I already made it clear that in medieval history you are going to read about the Delhi Sultans. Delhi Sultans means the sultans, the rulers who sat on the throne of the Delhi. So the territories, the areas which were under the control of Delhi Sultans, those areas were also means termed as given as the word for Hindustan. जो एरिया दिल्ली सुल्तान के अंडर में थे, जो टेरिटरीज दिल्ली सुल्तान रूल कर रहे थे, उन एरियाज को भी हिंदुस्तान करके मिनाज-ए-सिराज ने बुलाया. Clear? So according to Minhaj, today we use Hindustan term to to call our India as Hindustan, but in past Minhaj-e-Siraj used this term for Punjab, Haryana, and lands between Ganga and Yamuna, and even the territories which were under the control of Delhi Sultans. So Minhaj-e-Siraj used this Hindustan term for these territories also. But the areas included in the term shifted with the extent of Sultanate, but the term never included South India. That means जैसे जैसे दिल्ली सुल्तान ने अपनी टेरिटरीज अपना रूलिंग एरिया एक्सटेंड किया, जैसे जैसे वो बैटल फॉट करके और अपना साम्राज्य बढ़ाया, वैसे वैसे ये हिंदुस्तान टर्म जो भी टेरिटरी जो भी एरिया उनके अंडर में आया वो हिंदुस्तान के नाम से जाना गया. बट द टर्म नेवर इंक्लूडेड साउथ इंडिया. जो साउथ इंडिया का पार्ट था दैट इज द southern part of India, this one. Now this is the northern part. The upper part is northern part. So here the southern part, we can say this term was never used for this southern part. I hope it is clear. By context, in this early 16th century, Babar used Hindustan to describe the geography, the fauna and culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. Now another one, in context with early 16th century, Babar. Babar also was the king, so Babar was the ruler. Babar used this term, Hindustan, in different way. In different way means he used this term to describe the geography plus the fauna. Flora and fauna, you are aware about this word? Flora means plant life, fauna means animal life. So the Babar used, who was Babar? In early 16th century, he was a ruler and he used this term to show the geography, the animal life and the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. Culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent means inhabitants. Who are the inhabitants? The people living of that particular area, particular country. We are the inhabitants of whom? Which country? India. हम किसके रहवासी हैं, किसके वासी हैं? इंडिया के. तो जो उस वक्त सब कॉन्टिनेंट, कौन से कॉन्टिनेंट, सब कॉन्टिनेंट की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर? इंडिया की. So Babar used the term Hindustan for geography, fauna and culture of the people of India. Clear this much? As we will see later in this chapter, this was somewhat similar to the way the 14th century poet Amir Khusro used the word Hind. Now 14th century also, in 14th century, Amir Khusro also used this term. But use which term? Hind. Not full term Hindustan, but Amir Khusro used the term Hind for the same, while the idea of the geographical and cultural entity like India did exist, the term Hindustan did not carry the political and national meaning which we associate with it today. Means आज के ज़माने में हम political और national way से meaning देखते हैं, हिंदुस्तान को consider करते हैं. But at that time, the word Hindustan was used to denote about the cultural background, culture of our Indian people, geography about our Indian people. So historians today, we have to be very careful about the terms they use. Now, why historians have to be very careful while using the terms? Because they meant different things in the past. Past में वो कुछ और meaning रखते थे words और अभी कुछ और meaning रखते हैं modern way में. Now, अब इसको और क्लियर करने के लिए an example is given to you. And now example is given. Now for this example, is given. Simple term foreigner. The word foreigner has been taken. It is used today to mean what? What does the word foreigner? If I give you the word foreigner to you, what do you mean by this term foreigner? Foreigner से आप क्या समझोगे?
Ma'am, tourist that come.
हाँ, tourist, or you can say means the person who does not belong to our country, जो हमारी country को belong नहीं करता है, इंडिया को belong नहीं करता, आप उसको सोचोगे वो foreigner है, बाहर का आदमी है. So it is used today to mean someone who is not an Indian. Now in the medieval period, जब हम अब medieval period के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं इस साल, तो medieval period में क्या था? The word foreigner was any stranger who appeared, say, in a given village, someone who was not a part of the society or culture. अब medieval period में foreigner word किसके लिए use हुआ था? For those persons who do not belong to the same village. If a particular village is there, if a person from out means a person is outsider who does not belong to that village, particular village, he was called as a foreigner. So a person who, someone who was not the part of the society or culture of that particular village was considered a foreigner, क्योंकि वो उस society, उस culture, उस विलेज की सोसाइटी और कल्चर को बिलोंग नहीं करता है, इसलिए उसको फॉरेनर कहा जाता था. Now in Hindi the term Pardesi might be used to describe such person, and in Persian Ajnabi. So the word foreigner in Hindi is called as, in Hindi the term foreigner is called as
Ajnabi. Ma'am, Ajnabi और परदेसी.
हिंदी में परदेसी बोला जाता है. हिंदी में फॉरेनर को परदेसी बोला जाता है, और पर्शियन लैंग्वेज में अजनबी.
Ajnabi.
Clear? So whatever I am underlining, you underline also with the pencil. So in Hindi, the word, English word is foreigner for the stranger. Hindi word is pardesi, and Persian word is ajnabi. So a city dweller therefore might have regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner. जो एक शहर का रहने वाला है, city dweller means शहर का रहने वाला है, वो एक जो अगर जंगल में रहने वाले को क्या बोलते हैं, आदिवासी लोग, अगर शहर में आ जाते हैं, तो शहर वालों के लिए वो क्या हो जाएगा, एक फॉरेनर. क्लियर? He will be a foreigner. A forest dweller will be a foreigner for the city dweller. Dweller means रहने वाला. But the two peasants living in the same village were not foreigners to each other. मगर जो दो villagers एक ही village में रह रहे हैं, दो लोग जो एक ही village में रह रहे हैं, though they are having different religion, different caste backgrounds, अगर उनका religion different है, अगर उनकी caste different है, but no matter, but अगर वो एक ही same village के हैं, तो वो एक दूसरे के लिए foreigner नहीं होंगे. Clear? So a person who will not belong to the same village will be a foreigner in that particular village. I hope this word is clear. These
Yes,
terms
ma'am.
are clear. New terms and terminologies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now in our next class, we are going to start with historians and their sources. Till then, read till here. Whatever you are not able to understand, you can ask me in our next class. Clear? Now once again, you can type present for your attendance. I hope till here it is clear. So I end my class here only. Next class, we will continue with this next topic. Thank you.